Okay, it's 6 minutes till 7 Eastern Standard Time. I'm looking at the Australian dollar. Australian dollar, I said I would sell it if I lived in Canada. No. If this is a 10 pip window, and this is the monthly wick, and the date on that is, this is March 1st. So we made a new high for the year, because this is the beginning of the year right there, that dotted line. So if I zoom out, just looking at that wick there. So I sold into this back in the demo. Last night I traded 40 standard lots in the euro dollar for a rally for this move here. But when I was doing that, if you can see here, I'm just publishing the video right now, but I'm doing a short video here because these are big files. And then if I zoom out, I don't know if you can see it on here. Well, you can't see it now, but there was I want to break this breakout here. If you remember last night, we walked up this this trend here, so to speak, right there, and this big burst here. That was it. Now that was the trap to sell and go the other way, and then it went all crazy, right? And bounced in a 10 pip range. Look at the respect for the 10 pip yard line here. Pretty amazing, huh? Can't get through the 10 pips. Gets almost there, pulls back, top becomes the bottom, smash through. Sellers come in, come back to the 10, to the 10, to the 10. Dip below here. This was the big support at the round number. We have a top bottom. I said that the fair value entry was here. This is where I really loaded up last night. Made about $3,000. Thank you very much. But now it's trading really big, and I went to sleep. And then it just let the thing render. So I didn't close out the video. I think I left the video right here. I was buying into this. And there was all those kind of fake breakouts there for people that were like, oh, I can't wait for that to last burst, right? So you finally make it to here, which in the big landscape of everything is this here. But you know the sellers are coming in here. It's already been determined by this. So if you wanted to scalp that for 10 pips, and you know, you could have pulled the trigger here like a sniper. You also could have put a blanket of orders up there. A blankie, and you would have made it 10 pips clean even, or 8 pips, right? You're gonna make $80 in a standard lot if you place it right there. So if these are all standard lots, single drops here, or these are half a lot, you just know exactly where to place these, right? It's gonna look like this. That could be the 16 pip stop, and this is the single drops. I just posted this in the last video. I'll post it again here. Same hightail site. What I'll do is I'll just put dates on it. It'll be scripts, and it'll be the next date. So you keep going to this thing and be like, okay, this is the latest script, because you may like the other one. I usually add on to these scripts and build new ones. LD means limit drop. I just did that so that if I put this on the favorites list, that it would just say LD. LD. And the total risk here is $18 to make $18. It's not quite that's the utopian without the spread view. That's if I wanted to buy a plunge. And that's logarithmic, so you have like 1 pip apart at the bottom. The spacing is 1 pip at the bottom. And it's covering a 15 pip range. So if you wanted to test the script alone, of course I don't think we're coming down here today, but you could just layer these up. You could say, okay, if they stop me out of that, I'll buy the next bank. So you're buying these areas. This is in a 40 pip swing. You could have made all these pips yesterday without any, well, I guess you'd have emotion if you're crushing, you're getting blown up, but for the sake that you just had orders sitting in this area here, this big area to take on, right? If you're used to a smaller area. And we're pulling back now, so I could say, well, I don't want to risk that kind of crazy stuff. I'm just going to put a little baby order in like this, right at the 10-yard line. And most of the work you do is just going to be like this. You don't need to analyze this because you know that you want to buy down here where everybody's stops are. And can you see where everybody's stops were last night? Coming into Asia, it's kind of hard to see here, but here's the beginning of the day right here. All right. You know that's the beginning of the day. And had you had a monster order here, you made $300 on a standard lot if you wrote it to here. But I would probably get out here at the 10-yard line in the half hour. So it's trap to trap, right? They trap these guys, then they trap this. They didn't quite hit this one. But this was the pullback. Just hit that button, buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. So let's go to the Australian dollar, which I actually sold at the market with my standard lot. Now, when you're zoomed in like this on the monthly, you can go to the other time frames. You fix the scale, properties, common, fixed scale. It doesn't always jump back and forth because if you're cutting into really the edge of the market, then you might have to reset that whole thing, and it gets kind of squirrely sometimes. It's not. The platform doesn't like it when you fix the scale necessarily, and you can't save that template like that, fixed scale. If you save templates, make sure you delete all objects first, or it'll actually save objects, and they'll show up later on charts, bizarrely enough. But at this zoom level, since we're looking at a 10 pip window, we can go to the 15-minute chart and see what a clusterfuck, right? If we compress that, this is all that's going on up here in this area on, this is the 5-minute view. We are up above the monthly, so if we look for the monthly reference, mark that off. Everything that's happening right here is all happening above the monthly. Another buy signal, inverted hammer, right? Pullback. You would buy this at the market on pullbacks if you were a 1-hour pullback trader. If you're a half-hour pullback trader, you bought here at the market, you sold at the market, you bought at the market, you sold at the market, right? So I sold, I'm underwater on the standard lot I just sold. That's the one that sells a standard lot in 4 quarters. And I got a bunch of sell limits above me, so I can start putting in, if I wanted to put a 16 pip stop on 1K or a standard lot, it would look like this. And if I wanted to make, if I put these below, it's a sell stop, right? So I could do a goober trade, or I can do a market maker trade right here off of these. Sell stop, I'm sorry, buy limit, buy stop. Go to the sell ones. It should be under S. Oh, we have to go all the way past limits to get to S. Sell stop. Sell limit. Sell limit. And I made the arrow red there for the sell limit. If you turn on the candles, if you turn the line chart, you get a big ball. Candles and bars make the, candles make them arrows, but the bars and the line chart will make them big balls. So here's my sell stop, right? I'll do a goober, go with the flow, and here's a sell limit. So I'm bracketing it on, I was selling new highs up here on a limit, and I'll sell here on a stop. So I'll do the goober trade, and I'll do the limit market maker selling very edge. I just drag and drop it here just so I know I'm getting the exact price, and the ball's going to show up here. But I'm actually short, and I'm going to sell one more at the market. Standard lot at the market just sold, and look where we're at in the. This is above the monthly right now. Anything above that is the monthly. If we come back to that, I will cash out. And then I could put stuff above, but maybe, guess what? That's it. The problem with the market is maybe that's it. So as I change time frames, you can see where my orders sit. All the way to the 1-minute chart. It looks like a buy on the 1 minute, doesn't it? So when people say, let's go to the trading time frame, you got to realize that this is the 1 minute chart. That's a 10 pip window. That's the 5. The pattern starts to show up. Patterns show up once you get enough data there. There's no pattern here. There is for me, because I see that as like, wow, look at that 4-hour chart. So I have sells all the way up here, all day today. In fact, I'll sell very extremely way up in here. Okay, the dollar yen's coming in to fill me. I'm buying the dollar yen. When it crushes down into this zone here, so this is the vacuum it's going to fill, I'm going to scalp the vacuum. Alright, see how that is? So I cashed out. I'm underwater on these tickets. I cashed out. Now I wasn't awake to cash out of this, but see, you really got to babysit these markets if you want to make money. If you really want to extract all the money that possibly could happen, or I could take profits that aren't as greedy, which I don't. Everything I posted in Limitville is very greedy in my opinion. It's like trying to make 10 pips here. There's no 10 evens. There's no 10. You could write it. All I have to do is open this up, edit the very top of this script. So you can write whatever you want. That's the cool thing. That's the only thing you can't control is your trade plan. Here you can say, oh, I want to put a 10 pips. So what I do is here I say File, Save As. So for instance, I could say, well, let me take this big giant 10K. And let me make this into a scalp script. This is going to buy a 9 pip range for 10K. File, Save As. So name it first, Save As. And make it ridiculous. Right? I'm going to risk 10 to make 10 in a 10 pip range. But I will not... See, that makes this math wrong. But I'm going to put this in here anyways. Because... Really? Oh, I guess it's like a... yeah. Right? Because it's going to stop out that very first ticket. But just to show you what that looks like, save that. Now, match the title of it. 10 to 10. It's a 10K. Trying to make 10 pips with a 10 pip stop. Buying every pip. Now this can make money. Because what if it only half fills? It fills a 5K. So... at the top of the list here, in the 9 pip bangers, I mean the 9 pip range, 10, I'm going to buy a 10K starting right here, right? Because we don't overpay. And I'll do it again. I'll just do it. I can layer them. So I'm constantly doing that same trade plan all the way down. Right? Now you could test that all day on a demo. Probably want to do it on a few currencies so you can get more action, get more results, good or bad results. Here I can start here, and also I can delete the objects. Now I can just dedicate to just buying right here for this morning's news. And you can trade the news. I know people have blown up their accounts trading the news, but you just have to trade really wide and really Spartan. Okay, we're getting a crush down into the yen, so I'm kind of like, this is not in the upload. I just wrote this one. I just posted the upload, but you can write your own. So we almost got filled on that. I think we just got filled at the very top. So we know we'll make 10 pips on this 1K. We just filled the top of that order bank. It's that simple. Same thing here. I'm going to run the exact same script over here in my selling the Australian dollar. Do the same thing here. So you're risking $10 to make $10, essentially. But maybe less. It may not fill the whole bank. So I'm going to start right here. 10 by 10 or 9 by 10s. And I'm going to put it right here. I'll just stack them up here. Now I can just end to end. 10K's end to end. Up and away. So people that trade a standard lot, I don't get it. I just put in a 30K. Just like that. So you can make the ratios, whatever you want in here. Plus you can take a 3K that's spread over 10 pips. This is 2020 break even. I mean, so this is, if the news came out, I'd run that. Like, if the news came out and you're running a 3K, you're afraid to risk $6 to make $6, it would look like that. If the news came out and it was big news, I'd be like, yeah, put this way up here, right? If the market tags and bags that, how's the sweat off your testicles? There is none. See, my take profits are way down here. Now, I can make the take profits if you wanted to see that in color, but I just have it here for TP because it's too much on the screen. I'm only worried about where I'm getting in because I'm from Canada. Here, 10 pip area 2020, right? Here's my 1010. What if we have a backlash? What if there's buyer's remorse and we come smashing back in? I don't usually put these kind of trades in, but see, that's what it looks like. Just like that, see? And we're winning on the yen. We're up that, we're underwater on these tickets. We're up on that 1K. But it was just order placement. I didn't have to buy. I buy at the market. So I buy at the market a couple. Just took an immense amount of margin there. Same thing here. You could just run this script all day long. It's very conservative. $10? You have $10? I don't know why they don't talk about money at these things. You got $10? Are you playing lottery tickets? Here's your lottery ticket. Look at $10. Here you got $20. $20. So the deeper it is, the more I would risk. $20. 20 to make 20. Here's break evens all the way down. Break evens. Look at that. News comes out. It rifles through that. I'll guarantee you, it's not going to go straight down. If it bounces any amount, I will make money. Plus, I could make it so that I'm risking 10 to make 5 on these things. 10 to make 5 on that. Now you might say, well, that's not good. You might want to do that on this. Yeah, you might want to take a 10 pip range by every. So imagine this one has a 10 pip stop to make 5 pips. See how greedy this ticket is? It's very hard to see on here, but I'll just mark it off. This ticket has a stop here. This one has a stop here. This one, the stop's here. Now that's okay, but look how greedy. This one is going to make this much? Really? You want to make 30 pips. You know, writing trade plans that are unrealistic targets is just, you'll realize that that's just ridiculous. And people that think they're going to turn a scalp and do a swing trade, very ridiculous, very difficult. You have to be so lucky. Now that's luck. That's luck. Anyways, I'm going to post this thing.